If you found your way here, it probably wasn't an accident. The universe has a funny way of guiding us, doesn't it? It puts the right message in front of our eyes at just the right moment. So before you scroll away, just take a breath. Listen to that little nudge in your soul that told you to stop here. The angels have a message for you about a deep and permanent shift that has happened in the spiritual realm, one that involves your destiny. It's about the final, long-awaited confession from your soulmate. A confession that the angels say changes everything. The silence that has felt like it would last forever is finally over. That stillness has been broken, not with a tiny whisper, but with a soul-deep statement that has sent ripples through the heavens. This isn't just a message of hope for something that might happen one day. This is a confirmation of a spiritual event that has already taken place. You are standing at the door of a brand new chapter, one orchestrated by the angels and unlocked by the single moment of truth you've been praying for. The waiting, dearest soul, is finished. That confession was the key, and the door to your shared destiny is now swinging open. The great revelation. The angels are bringing a message for you today, and it's one you need to hear. They're saying that the person your soul has been crying out for, the one whose silence has been so confusing and painful, has just made their last confession. Now, let's talk about what that really means. This wasn't some casual remark or a passing thought. This was a soul-level moment. A moment where their spirit finally won the battle against their ego, their fear, and their pride. It was a cry from the deepest part of their being, a truth they just couldn't hold back any longer. Now, this confession might not have been spoken to you directly, not yet. Maybe it was whispered to the sky in a moment of quiet desperation. Maybe it was tearfully admitted to a friend. Or maybe it was a final, quiet surrender where they looked in the mirror and finally said the words out loud to themselves. The angels confirm that it doesn't matter how or where it was said. Once a truth like that is released, it travels at the speed of light through the spiritual world. Heaven heard it. And because heaven heard it, the entire energetic agreement around your connection has been rewritten. For what feels like an eternity, you've been stuck in a holding pattern. You've felt the connection, you've known how deep it is, but you haven't seen any real movement. You've probably questioned your own sanity, wondering if you made it all up. The angels are here to tell you, no, you didn't imagine it. You were feeling the truth all along. This confession was the missing piece of the puzzle. It was the signal heaven was waiting for, the green light that has now given divine permission for things to finally be set in motion. The chains of delay, of misunderstanding, and of separation have just been shattered by the power of one honest declaration. This changes everything, because a truth spoken from the soul is a prayer that heaven answers with immediate and powerful action. The backstory of silence, your soulmate's hidden struggle. To really grasp how big this shift is, the angels want you to understand the war that was going on inside your soulmate's heart. Their silence was never about your worth. It was a sign of their own deep inner battle. They weren't ignoring you. They were fighting for clarity in a storm they created. They weren't rejecting you. They were wrestling with the massive, overwhelming power of how they felt about you. Imagine someone standing at the edge of the ocean, knowing their destiny is on the other side, but they're terrified of the waves. That was your soulmate. They saw the infinite love you represented, and it scared them. Past hurts, earthly logic, and what other people might think all built a fortress of fear around their heart. They tried to tell themselves that a safe, predictable life was better than the beautiful, unknown adventure of a divinely guided love. They tried to move on, to forget you, but their soul just wouldn't let them rest. The angels say they've watched this whole struggle. They saw the nights your person cried, feeling so empty, even when they had what the world says should make them happy. They saw them pull the car over because a song came on the radio that was your song, and the grief was just too much. It's said that heaven collects our tears in a bottle, and the angels want you to know your tears of waiting were collected, but so were your soulmate's tears of confusion and regret. Their battle was pride versus soul. Their pride told them it was too late, that you'd probably moved on. Their pride whispered they'd look like a fool. But their soul knew the truth. Their soul knew you were the answer to a prayer they had been too afraid to ask. You were the missing piece, the constant ache in their heart that nothing and no one else could fix. This inner war is what created all that static and distance you felt. It was never a rejection of you. It was a rejection of their own destiny, a fight they were always going to lose. Because a love written in the stars can't be erased by fear. The silence was just the sound of their struggle. And now, that struggle is over. The anatomy of the confession, the divine push. So, what finally happened? What broke through their resistance? The angels say it was a moment of divine intervention. Heaven couldn't let the silence go on forever. The potential of your shared destiny was too important to be left sitting on a shelf just because of one person's fear. And so, the angels started working behind the scenes, not to mess with free will, but to soften the heart and turn up the volume on the soul's voice. Maybe they orchestrated a few events. Perhaps your soulmate went through a loss or a setback that made them question everything. Maybe they saw an old couple holding hands, and it reminded them of what they gave up. Perhaps they had a dream of you so real and vivid, where you were smiling, and they woke up with the painful realization that their own life was missing that kind of peace. The angels have been working on them, chipping away at their pride and stirring their spirit, making them face the one truth they couldn't run from anymore. They can't and don't want to live without you. And then the moment came, the last confession. In this divinely timed moment, the pressure just became too much, and the truth came pouring out of their soul. Whether they said it out loud to someone or screamed it into an empty room, the words were finally released. Words like, "I still love them," or "I made a huge mistake," or "It was always them, and I was a fool to let them go." And most importantly, "God, if it's not too late, please bring them back to me." Their voice might have been trembling, but it was filled with the kind of peace that only comes from total surrender. It was the peace of a soldier finally laying down in their arms. The war was over. In that moment, they stopped fighting their feelings and running from the truth. They confessed. This act of speaking the truth is huge, spiritually. There's a spiritual principle found in Scripture that says, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." This confession has set your soulmate free from the prison they built for themselves. It has liberated them from the heavy chains of regret, but it has also set you free. It has released you from the waiting room of destiny. This confession has given heaven the green light it needed to move on your behalf in a way it couldn't before. Their free will to resist was honored, and now their free will to surrender is being answered with the full force of divine love. The great shift, how everything changes now. So, we get to the heart of the message. The angels are so clear about this. A confession like this changes everything. These aren't just pretty words. This is how spiritual law works. When a soul-level truth is finally spoken, it rewrites the entire energetic blueprint of a situation. Think of your connection as a powerful river meant to flow into the ocean. Your soulmate's fear and pride built a massive dam, blocking the flow. You could feel the pressure of the water building, but nothing was moving. The confession was the final crack in that dam. And now, it has shattered. The river is flowing with unstoppable force. What this means for you is that the season of being stuck is over. The blockages that have been in your way will start to dissolve. Some instantly, some over the next few days and weeks. Obstacles that seemed impossible, like distance or other people or communication breakdowns, are now being washed away by this new current of energy. Heaven is actively clearing the path for your reunion. This confession has shifted the spiritual atmosphere. Where there was confusion, there is now clarity. Where there was sadness, there is now an incoming wave of hope and restoration. Where there was a wall of silence, spiritual bridges of communication are now being built. The angels say this confession was an act of alignment. By speaking their truth, your soulmate has aligned their soul with their destiny, and their destiny is with you. This alignment sends out a powerful signal to the universe that they are ready. And because you've been ready, waiting in faith, the two signals now match. Harmony has been found. This is the divine alignment that has to happen before a physical reunion can take place. You're going to start feeling this shift. That heaviness you've been carrying might begin to lift. A new sense of peace and excitement will start to settle over you. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's your spirit recognizing that the energetic weather has changed. The storm is massing, and clear skies are on the horizon. The confession was the catalyst. It was the spiritual domino that has set off a chain reaction of blessings and breakthroughs that cannot be stopped. The angels want to validate what your spirit might already be picking up on. They say that even before you found this message, heaven was already sending you little winks and nudges. You might have brushed them off as coincidence, but they were divine whispers, getting you ready. Have you felt a sudden, unexplainable sense of peace recently? Or found yourself smiling for no reason? This isn't just a random mood. The angels say this is your spirit feeling the release of the negative energy that was holding the connection hostage. The confession lifted a great weight, and your soul is the first to feel it. Or maybe you've had sudden bursts of emotion, tears that feel more like release than sadness. This is also a sign. Your soul purging the last bits of pain from the waiting period to make room for joy. And what about your dreams? Pay attention to them. Have they become more vivid? Have you been dreaming of your soulmate, maybe seeing them apologize or just looking at you with love in their eyes? Many believe that these aren't just random dreams, but are experiences in the astral realm where your souls are already meeting and starting the reunion process. Consider them a little preview of the reality that is now quickly on its way. Then there are the synchronicities, the language of the universe. Have you been seeing repeating numbers? 111 or 1111? Often seen as a number of new beginnings and rapid manifestation. It's a sign that the door to your new life is open. 222 or 2222. This is frequently viewed as the number of faith, trust, and partnership. It's a message that you are in the right place at the right time. A 333. Many believe this signifies that ascended masters and spiritual guides are with you, surrounding your connection with their energy. 444. Often called the angel's number. Seeing this is like getting a wave from your guardian angels, letting you know they are protecting this sacred connection. 5 for your Aish. This number is widely associated with massive, positive change. The old is falling away as the new rushes in, confirming the great shift. Beyond numbers, notice other little signs. Hearing their name out of the blue. Seeing a car that looks just like theirs. A mutual friend suddenly reaching out. The universe might be using all sorts of ways to show you that this shift is real. Your confirmation can appear everywhere once you start looking. Your long wait is over. But your role in this beautiful process is more important than ever. This isn't a time for passive waiting. It's a time for active preparation. The angels offer this guidance for you now. First, prepare your heart. This means consciously letting go of any leftover resentment or pain about the delay. The waiting period had a purpose. It was preparing both of you. Forgive them for the silence, not just for them, but for you, so you can receive them with an open heart, free from the ghosts of the past. Second, step fully into your own worthiness. You were never waiting because you weren't good enough. You were waiting for divine timing. Know that you deserve this great love. Carry yourself with the quiet confidence of someone whose prayers have been answered. Feel the part. Be the person who is already in a loving, committed union. Energy comes before the physical reality. Act as if your reunion is not just a hope, but an inevitability that is already unfolding. Finally, stay in a high vibration of faith and gratitude. When a doubt pops into your head, thank it for trying to protect you, and then gently release it. Replace it with a vision of your happy outcome. Spend a moment in gratitude for the confession you haven't yet heard with your own ears, but know in your spirit has been spoken. Thank the universe and your angels for their help and for the love that is now making its way to your door. To anchor this powerful message into your own reality, consider this act of faith. Go to the comments and declare for yourself. My new chapter has begun. By typing these words, you're sending a powerful signal of agreement and readiness back to the universe. You are confirming that you've received the message and are ready to receive the blessing. Liking this video can be a personal symbol of your faith, and subscribing will keep you in the flow of guidance as this new chapter unfolds. If this message has deeply touched your spirit, a super thanks donation is a beautiful way to express gratitude, like planting a seed of thanks in the fertile ground of your answered prayer. Dear soul, hear this one last time. The confession was the turning point. The spiritual war your soulmate was fighting is over. The wait is finished. The game has changed, and it has changed completely in your favor. You're not just hoping for love anymore. You're not waiting for a sign anymore. You have received the sign. You are now stepping into the physical reality of a love that has been yours in the spirit all along. Prepare your heart and your life for the arrival of everything you have prayed for. The energy is in motion. The reunion is in progress. The angels have signed, sealed, and are now delivering this promise to you. This is your season of fulfillment, joy and restoration. Receive it. Peace to your mind, peace to your spirit, and peace to your heart. The angels are with you every step of the way.